Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on. We've got a great crew here tonight. So, thank you guys for taking your evening to join us for our Team Connect. We have a special guest who you guys know very well because she is amazing. You've heard her before, I'm sure. But Shannon Seelman is going to be sharing with us tonight. She and I have been really loving the Kristen Boss podcast. Why am I blanking on what it's called, Shannon? Purposeful social selling.
Purposeful social selling. Yes.
Thank you. Yes. So we have been like listening to the episodes and then like talking afterward, just how awesome they are. And so she asked if she could share on one of the topics. And I was like, yes, please do, because I know it's going to resonate with you so much. It definitely hit home for me as well. So I'm going to let her take it away, and then hopefully we'll have some discussion as well. So go ahead, Shan.
Thank you so much. So, like Britt said, Kristen Boss is the girl. If you're not listening to her podcast, you need to go on and just start listening to, just scroll through and pick something to listen to. But definitely go back and listen to this one. I'm going to do my best to like put it into a, summarize it and, get the point across, but definitely write this episode down. It's 134. And it's called the Easy Hard Paradox. And it's one of the recent ones. It's only like a couple down from the top. And you can, if you're not sure how to find a podcast, if you have an iPhone, there's a podcast app right on there. You can go in there and search for any podcast. Also, if you have Spotify, a lot of the podcasts are on there that you can listen to on there. So the Easy Hard Paradox. And when I listened to this, I loved it so much. And I reached out to Brittany and I was like, oh my goodness, this is like blowing my mind. And like, I need to share this with everybody. So here I am sharing it with all of you because you're everybody. So the question that I want to ask you and I want you to think about is, what things are you choosing to do that are easy and comfortable? And it might seem like, you're choosing these things because they're easy, right? And you're checking off the boxes. And a light bulb moment that came for me when I was listening to this was like, okay, my story with going Ruby and just my past year of trying to get re-ranking back to Ruby and finding the consistency. And I've been awesome. I'm pat myself on the back with being consistent, with messaging, with posting 5 days a week and all the things for over a year now. But I'm like, Brittany, like what else is missing? What am I doing wrong? Or, there's nothing that I'm doing wrong, but I was thinking that when I listen to this, am I choosing the easy things? Am I choosing the things that I can just check off easily every single day and move on with my day? I'm not as often choosing the hard things. So after listening to this and having conversation with Brittany, I'm pivoting what I'm doing now that I'm consistent with the activities and the showing up on a daily basis for myself and for my business. I'm now pivoting to like, okay, how can I do the thing that's a little bit harder or scarier that's going to move me in the direction that I need to be, instead of just sending out the easy birthday message every single day and not reaching out to anyone brand new boldly like I did when I first started. And I took tons of notes, so don't mind me as I'm like trying to read my notes. So that the easy things that you are choosing to do now is actually creating hard in the long run. And that's exactly what the easy hard paradox is. So choosing easy and doing the familiar is not actually easy. You're telling yourself it's easy, but you're making it harder for yourself and your business in the long run. And the reason why you don't see the relation of that is because the hard doesn't happen right away. So like I just said, it took me a year to realize, have I been doing the easy things for a whole year? And that is why I am still like, my points are still where they're at. And I haven't seen this huge growth. And I loved the example that she used. And I think that this is an awesome podcast too, that you can share with your team, like just your happy wholesalers, your customers. She compared it to your health journey. And I think I shared this in my customer chat because I was like, like I said, tell everybody about it. So she said, like, with your health journey, are you choosing the easy? Are you choosing to sleep in the morning instead of wake up early and go for that walk? Are you choosing to sit and watch Netflix for an hour instead of going to the gym? Are you choosing to eat the ice cream cone after 8 o'clock when you told yourself you weren't going to do that, because the satisfaction of that is immediate, as opposed to the hard coming in the long run, if that makes sense. Am I making sense so far? Okay. So how are these things actually creating hard? It's a delayed hard, and the easy things are compounding. So you sitting on the couch and eating bonbons and watching Netflix for a week is not going to ruin your life, right? But a month and 2 months and 6 months and a year, you're going to be exactly where you were a year ago, or worse. Maybe you're going to gain 30 pounds and you're going to be like, what happened here? This, and it doesn't, it's delayed. So you're, it creates the difficult in the long run. All right. My notes are all over the place here. All right. So you have to reframe your brain and your thoughts around what is easy and what is hard. So although something might seem hard in the moment, you need to reframe your brain around that and say, okay, I'm going to do this hard thing right now because it's going to make my life easier in the long run. So an example for our business is, we know that it's hard. It's hard to consistently show up for yourself. It's hard to send those messages. It's hard to think of posts 5 days a week, every week. But if you don't do those things now, you aren't going to have the results that you want in 90 days from now. So not messaging and not posting for 90 days, you're going to look back and be like, why don't I have anyone joining me? Why did that person have, earn the Nikes last month and the Apple Watch the month before, and I didn't? Because whatever you're doing, maybe you were working really hard the month that you saw that you wanted the watch, but what were you doing the 3 months before that? Like, sit in that and ask yourself, really evaluate, like, what are you doing? You can't just see something that you want immediate, because that's not immediate. You're not getting instant gratification from, same thing. Like I said, I love how she compared it to working out. You're not going to go run one day and lose 50 pounds, just like you're not going to work your business for one day and go out and earn an Apple Watch. Like, that's not why Plexus puts those things out there for us. So choosing easy every single day is creating a deferred hard for yourself, and you're just making it harder on yourself. So you have to flip that, and you have to choose the hard now to create easy, which is a deferred easy. Again, it's the same concept. It's a deferred easy. So choosing the hard for a month, you're going to be like, I want to be emerald next month because I chose hard for 30 days in a row. No. Like, it's, again, a deferred easy. It might be 1, 2, 3, 5 years, 10 years from now when you can say, I can quit my job and do Plexus because it's now, paying for my life and allowing me to help others, or whatever your goals are. It's a deferred easy. And then some examples she used of, like, hard things that you might have to choose right now for your business is failing over and over and over again, and just choosing to do that and pivot and figure out what works. Spending money on your business, spending money on trips. I don't know how many times I've heard people say, that they don't want to spend the money on that because they didn't make money this month from Plexus. Well, those things that you're spending money on, samples, trips, whatever, they are going to help propel you in the right direction. So if you don't do those things, it's not going to, you'll never know if it's going to help you. Making a vulnerable post, rebuilding your team, what I'm doing right now, rebuilding my team, rebuilding the culture. It's hard. It is hard. Okay. But I'm here showing up every single day, even though it's hard, because I am not looking at a short-term mindset or a short-term, like, I'm thinking of what's this going to look like for me in 5 years from now. And that was a huge thing that Brittany and Megan said to me when I first joined, and it stuck with me. And I'll say it again, and I know it's been said multiple times, that if you're just starting out, to give this business 3 to 5 years, because the time is going to pass anyway. I'm almost up to my 5 years. And when I think about that, even now, looking back, I've grown, obviously. I started out with nobody on my team. And I have all these wonderful people on my team, all these people who are interested in joining, all these people are building, all, you know, Sarah's on here. We just did a vendor event this weekend. It was amazing. I've grown so much and I have so many amazing people on my team. So, you know, the time's going to pass anyway. You're going to build something. It's not going to be exactly how when you first joined. And just knowing that every hard thing that you do, you're not going to get a reward right away. Like you're not going to get like some fun Plexus mail. Thanks for sending out that post. Brittany's not going to like message you every time you do something good, although I wish that she would. I'm always here for the, you know, encouragement, but just doing the things and showing up for yourself and not expecting those things. And then she also gave the example of the candy challenge. Has anybody seen the candy challenge? The videos of the little kids with like, they're like, the parents are like, okay, sweetie, I'm going to put these M&Ms here on the table. And they're like sitting there and they're like, and I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Don't eat the candy. And then they leave. And the kids are like sitting there like, what happens if I eat the candy? And what happens if you don't eat the candy is you're going to get more candy when your mom comes back or whatever. So I don't know if you've seen the video, but they're super cute. And it's like similar concept. Like if you can wait and hold out for the good stuff, it's going to be good. So she says that you need to practice restraint, impulse control, and delaying gratification for long periods of time. And I know that like Megan and, you know, other leaders on our team have talked about that as well. Like not, you know, going out and spending your paycheck on, oh, I made $300. Let me just go blow it on, let's buy a whole bunch of clothes or whatever, like holding on to that. And, you know, having a long-term mindset. It's all about having a long-term mindset, long-term vision, like 3 to 5 years, like I said. And most people are very short-sighted, and that's why they give up so easily on this business, because they don't want to wait. They don't want to wait for it. So if you continue to choose easy, you're going to continue to create hard for yourself over and over again. So being committed to your goals, dreams, and your why and your mission is what's going to keep you motivated to continue doing the hard things so that one day it will be easy for you. So again, I'm going to ask you, what easy things are you choosing to do in your business? And knowing that when you choose the hard, this concept can be for any aspect of your life, your relationships, your health, your business. What areas of your life are you choosing the easy every single day and making it harder for yourself? So then Brittany had sent me another Zoom that was it Jordan Roddenberry, Britt? She did a team call that went along with this concept, and it was really good. I listened to it today and I wrote some notes for that. So me and Brittany are going to help you like go through, and we want like interaction and conversation with this of different tasks with your business, of what's easier, but what's actually harder. Does that make sense? What's easier, but actually harder? Yes. Okay. So the first one is, which one is easier but actually harder, doing IPA daily or doing IPA sometimes? I know that sounds like duh, but like somebody unmute and tell me what the easier thing is that's actually creating hard for yourself.
Jen, can you explain IPA real quick, just for if there's anyone new on here?
Yes. So IPA stands for income producing activities. So these are the things that are going to move the needle in your business. These are messages, posts, all those types of things.
So for me, birthday samples, I will put them off and put them off. And I honestly should just do it every single day, in the sense of like writing the card and just sending it. I have 10 to mail out, and there was like a crisis a couple weeks ago where the one lady charged me more. Well, my girl is gone for a whole week. So now I have these done and I'm not going to mail them because they're going to be twice as much. So I'm like panic mode. I'd
You
rather
got
just
the,
deliver them to their house personally.
oh my goodness, you have the hookup at the post office, right? So your girl's gone and it's making it difficult for you. Sarah, are you able to unmute? I know you were in the chat.
Yeah, I kind of just being quiet. Can you hear me?
Yes.
No, I said sometimes. It's just like starting and stopping to your
Right.
question. Yeah.
Yes. So doing IPA, sometimes it seems easier because you're not working all the time, right? You're not choosing to show up, you're not spending the time on it, but you're actually in the long run creating hard because you're not getting into the routine. And then you take a week off, you take a month off, however long you take off, and then you try to get back into it and you're like, how do I message? What do I do? What do I say? As opposed to, and I can speak to this, like I've been consistently posting 5 days a week for over a year. And it used to be really hard for me. I would be like, Brittany, what in the heck am I supposed to talk about now? Like, what? I posted everything that there ever was to post about plexus. That's not true. That's just me thinking that. But now like things come to me and just like doing my IPA consistently and being in conversation with Brittany and sideline sisters like Nicole and Sarah, my downline, and just listening to podcasts and feeling like learning and growing, you're always like going to come up with ideas and things that you want to share with your audience and your customers. So being consistent and doing daily IPA is hard, but it's going to create easy in the long run for you.
And it's just like Newton's law, you know what I mean? Like an object in motion stays in motion. So, you know, it seems so silly and so simple. You know, you're not gonna, basically like, are you going to run 5 days a week or 1 day a week? And where are you going to be if you're running that 1 day a week? Whatever your goal is, it's going to take you 10 times longer because
Yes,
every time
exactly.
you go to do it again, that next week you're starting over. You're starting back at 1.
Yes.
And so right, like we talk about consistency compounding all of the time. And it's easy to throw that out there, but it's just the truth. Like,
yeah, yes. And I wrote this little note too, because, you know, my consistency and Brittany's consistency and Victoria's and Fern's and whoever else is, as far as your IPA is going to look different. So you're not going to be doing the same thing that I'm doing. I'm not doing the same thing that Brittany's doing. So your consistent daily IPA is whatever, and our schedules are all different. We have all different kinds of things going on in our lives. We're all different kinds of busy. So you can look at it however you want. It's different for each person. So whether you work 5 days a week for 30 minutes or 2 days a week for 3 hours a day, or you work Monday through Friday, really long shifts. Maybe you work Tuesday, Saturday and Sunday, where, I don't work Saturday and Sunday and I work Monday through Friday. It is whatever works for you in your life and you're busy. Okay. So the second one is living in your comfort zone or doing the scary things. What's easier, but what's actually harder? I know they're super simple and they sound silly when I say them out loud.
So let me okay, wait. So wait, say that again. What's easier?
What's easier, but actually creating hard? Living in your comfort zone or doing scary things?
staying the same is harder. So basically your comfort zone.
Sorry, I misunderstood what you said.
So what's easier?
No, I got it now, but
okay.
my message in the chat was completely off.
Oh, I am not paying attention to the chat. I'm sorry. I'm sure Brittany or somebody else is. But yes, living in your comfort zone is easy, right? It's easy to just stay. Listen, 5 years ago, I would not be on here talking to you about this right now. I would have been like, Brittany, you need to go pound sand because I'm not doing that. So like but that's the easy choice, is to stay exactly where you are. And now I love like coming on here and talking to you girls and sharing what I've learned. Like that comfort zone has stretched for me, and I no longer feel like a shaking leaf on a tree, because that's what I used to feel like before, like I was going to die. Okay, when I was in college and I had to do like a presentation in front of my class, I literally called my mom and I said, I'm gonna die, so I'll talk to you later. Love you, bye. Like, I couldn't think about my life after my presentation because I hated public speaking that much. So Plexus has allowed me to grow past that. And although I don't want to ever stand on the stage, well, I shouldn't say that. I still feel nervous standing on the stage, but like I've grown my comfort zone and now feel comfortable to talk to all of you and share things that I've learned. So doing the easy thing of staying in your comfort zone is not going to help you. So go out there and do the scary thing. All right, the third one is getting a no or never starting the conversation. What's easier?
To me, it's easier not starting a conversation because just like you, I am so scared talking to people. And like you, when I went to college, that I mind you, I passed all my speech classes, and I was very happy that that I didn't have to take public speaking. It was not required for me, but I was so scared each and every time that I went to speak in front of the class. My mouth went dry. I caught an accent. I forgot certain things that I was supposed to say. So
Yes.
yeah, and so I guess it's easier not to start a conversation if you're that type of person that you're like super shy. Like,
Yes.
okay, what if, because what if that no comes?
Exactly. So never starting the conversation is the easier choice. It's easy to not message anyone. Brittany challenged me to reach out to brand new people last month. And I'm like, oh yeah, I reached out to like 10 last week. All good, no big deal. And then she's like, no, like actually send me some screenshots, Shan. And I was like, oh my goodness. Okay. So I went and looked in my chats and I did not reach out to 10 people. In my mind, I thought I did because the 2 people I reached out to was so scary that I made it 10. Isn't that crazy? Like that's real life. I'm not exaggerating. Like that really happened. And then I was like, Brittany, you're lucky I'm honest, because like that's a little embarrassing. Yeah, Brittany's like playing hardball with me. But also I wanted to say I literally took a sign language class in college instead of public speaking because I didn't want to public speak. So I chose to learn a different language. Then I had to stand up in front of the class and sing a song in sign language. I chose to do that instead of speaking my own language. What's wrong with me? I'm not crazy. Okay. Then the next one is learning the virtual office and comp plan or relying on your sponsor for that information. Which one's easier? I thought this was a really good one because I'm like, ooh, I'm like, hey, Brittany, send me that, blah, blah, blah. I know you have it. Just send it. Go ahead, Victoria.
That's easier in the moment, but if you want to grow and you want to duplicate easier, then you have to know how to do that so you can teach your people, and then you don't have to like, yeah, it's about that delay, like what's going to be easier in the long run. But yes, it is much easier, and I'm guilty. I've done it. I still do it. Go to my life chat. Somebody help me.
Yep. Yes, exactly. I thought that was such a good one to like really like sum up that whole concept. All right. So I feel like there's like one more, but I feel like they were good. That was good. Like some good examples of that. Does anyone have any questions or anything that they want to add or say? So basically, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just put in the chat, and I think that like I think a lot of us have read Atomic Habits, but it just brings me back to that too, that like, you know, sometimes when we're thinking about like what's hard, easy, we get this is how I am. I overwhelm myself, and it because I think long term, right? I'm like, well, this is my goal, and I look at the gap and I think, oh my gosh, that is so like that's way too much. And then I start to shut down and get paralyzed by perfection and all these things. But if we remember that we just have to take one step forward every day and get 1% better, then you will reach that goal. I just saw a quote too somewhere that talked about like just following, like, I don't know, it was an analogy, like you can't see in the dark like where you're going, but if you just look at like one step forward, then like you will get there, kind of a thing. And so
I feel like I read something very similar. I don't know if it was this morning or recently, just like you see this hard thing that you're going for, and you just literally have to take the next step, and then the
Yep.
next, and then the next step, just the little steps, and you will eventually get to where you're going. That's so good. So just to sum everything up, you're not here for one rank or 1 month. You need to have a long-term mindset, and the things that you think are easy are actually hard. And what you see as hard is actually easy in the long run. And then she gave a book recommendation, Get Over Your Damn Self, which I haven't read yet, but I'm going to add that to my list of books. And choosing the hard now can make so many aspects of your life easier in the long run. Flip your excuse. So like an excuse of you don't have time. You don't have time to run your business, right? Nobody has time to run their business. Instead of thinking like that, find the time, even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is going to give you that time freedom in the long run. So choosing the hard is going to create easy for you in the long run. And that is all I got.
Shannon, this was so excellent. You guys, can you just like drop Shannon some love in the chat, because she's amazing. And as you're sharing and we're all just loving this, Shannon, I'm thinking like you embracing the hard, right? Like let's take the public speaking example. You were terrified. And I remember like the first time I asked Shannon to share on a team call or do a live, she was like, I am sweating, dude. My neck is red. Like I'm having like a physiological response to doing this. But she pushed through and grew so much. And look at how you're able, Shan, to bless all these people here with your wisdom because you chose the hard thing, right? So it has a ripple effect where it's not even just choosing the hard is going to be easier for you in the long run and benefit you, but you also have this ripple effect on impacting and blessing other people. Like that's how this business works. We're able to grow personally and bring people along and like just pour out all that growth and all that blessing on other people. So thank you, Shannon. This was awesome.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for all the love. I appreciate it.
Yes, you did great. And the one other thing I'll share is just a mental picture that I love to keep in mind. We were talking about like starting and stopping. And Victoria said, like, just take one step at a time, right? Just stay in motion. I love to think of the example of just swimming in the ocean, right? And the momentum that we're looking for in our business is like a wave. You kind of never know when it's coming, right? Sometimes unpredictably, we'll have like an amazing like surge of activity in a month. If you are in motion and you are already swimming, how much easier is it to kind of catch that wave and go, as opposed to being dead in the water, seeing momentum happening and being like, oh, I better get going. I better get going. If you're just in motion, even if it's slow, you are going to be ready to anticipate growth and momentum when it comes. So just keep that in mind as well. And yeah, Shannon, you have one more thing to say. Go for it.
Yes, I just wanted to put a little plug for me and Nicole. We are doing an IPA challenge because we thought like, okay, what are some things that we did when we first joined? What was like encouraging and what helped us to grow our business and learn how to message and learn what to post and all those things. So it was IPA challenges. I feel like there was always something going on. We were always plugged in. Our upline was always pouring into us and sharing all the things with us. So we are going to run an IPA challenge that we did a couple years ago, and we're just going to revamp it a little bit. Same, basic stuff, but and we're going to run it for all of you lovely people. So
yay!
We're going to do a live video tomorrow around sometime in the morning, late morning on team page, just giving some information about it. Everybody's welcome to join. And invite somebody to do it with you. Invite a customer or a sideline or somebody to do it along with you, because the more people we have in there, the better it will be. And there's gonna be prizes, weekly prizes from all of us, from me, Nicole, Brittany, Victoria, and Amber. So there'll be some fun in there too.
So fun. So fun. Can't wait. Can't wait. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much again, Shan. Thank you guys for hopping on, and have a wonderful week. If anyone wants to stay on, we do a short prayer time after just for the week. But if you are leaving, have a great week, and thank you again. Bye, guys.